Andrew Hall joining us from Slap the Sign to break down the Notre Dame game against USC with the Trojans at 6-1, the Irish at 5-1. You can catch the long-form audio version on Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and the individual topics. Just subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. So Notre Dame's taken it away 14 times. USC has coughed it up 16 times. That's a pretty good formula for the Irish. You alluded to Notre Dame's ranking in the 20s. I actually have them ranked number 8 in the country. I'm going strictly by results, and I think that they've, again, acquitted themselves well against a team that's now ranked 3rd in the country in Georgia. They also have, of course, the win in which they controlled the game against a pretty good Michigan State team on the road and have dominated some other opponents that have turned out not to be so bad. Boston College defeating Louisville this past weekend. But again, the takeaways, if USC continues to turn it over as they have at least 2 per game this season. And Notre Dame has really done a nice job of taking things away. If that continues, then that obviously plays into the Irish's hands.
Yeah, I think it's something that fans probably really should take a look at. It's a huge strength for Notre Dame. Obviously, like you said, they're 17th in the country in taking the ball away, and USC is coughing it up pretty frequently, and they rank 122nd in turnovers given up. And it's something that Mike Elko, he came in and he teaches ball disruptions. That's the key word that you'll hear with Coach Elko, and you heard it over and over and over again. And you're like, okay, well, I can see sometimes how people think you can really luck into interceptions, and the guy fumbled at the mesh point. Like, how is that, really forcing things? But, you'll see on a lot of Notre Dame's turnovers that they're going in. A great example was against Michigan State as L.J. Scott was headed to the end zone. Sean Crawford came in and punched the ball out, and that was clearly what he was trying to do, and clearly knew exactly how to get that done, and that was a big turning point in that game. So I think USC obviously is an extremely talented team, but you're not going to win a whole lot of games if you continue to lose the turnover battle.
No, it's a great point, Andrew, because when you talk turnovers, especially when there have only been 6 games played, you really need to dissect how those turnovers have occurred. Have you been the beneficiary of a few tipped passes that fell into a safety's hands? Or, again, as you mentioned, the offense mishandling the football? There are such things as unforced errors and forced turnovers where the defense is going for the football. They have ball hawks in the secondary. They have guys that are hunting for the football, looking to strip the football. It's a skill, and it can be proven over time. Through 6 games, I'm going to trust you in your analysis of what Notre Dame's been able to do. They've had a few fall into their laps, but generally they have done a great job of forcing the turnovers, and USC has coughed it up and been careless with the football. Sam Darnold first and foremost.